Hello everyone, welcome back to this new video. Today in this video I will talk about 8 first conversation tips. Okay, we are learning English like a native speaker. Why? The question answer is we want to speak and we want to conversation with other persons. Okay, so first of all, which is the important points to remember whenever we speak and whenever do any conversation. Okay, so first of all, let's get start our video. If you are new on this channel, then subscribe this channel to see more videos like this. So let's get started. First of all, we have to learn starting a conversation can be a nerve wracking, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, so what's the purpose is use these tips to feel confident and connect with others. So let's move on our first tips. Okay, so first tip is smile and make eye contact. Smile and make eye contact. You know, this is the psychological fact. If you connect with eye contact with other person, so your conversation will be very good. Okay, so there are some methods here. First is warmth, second attention, and third connection. So you have to make this, you have to create this segments here. So smiling and making eye contact shows you are friendly and approachable. Okay, so it's also help build a become connection with other person. So there are three methods. First, warmth shows you are friendly. Second, attention means shows you are listening. Connection establishes a connection. Okay, so I hope you guys you understand. This is our first step. Whenever you start any type of conversation, you have to remember this step: smile and make eye contact like this. Okay, you can see this picture here. So let's move on our second tip. Remember this. So this is our second tip here. So second tip is ask open-ended questions. Ask open-ended questions. Okay, so open-ended means there are open-ended questions encourage conversation and so you are interested. You are it is shows your interest with other person. Okay, so okay, about yes or no questions. Yes or no questions, how to create new yes or no questions. You know, when we start our question with helping verb like do, does, is, or are. Okay, so there are answer and yes or no. So we avoid yes or no questions that make a conversation feel short, because we want to have a conversation like a awesome conversation. Okay, so we have to avoid yes or no questions like you have to do. So what to do? Okay, so the question is what you do, what do you think. This question answer in long format. So you have to remember this step. Ask open-ended question, not yes or no questions. Okay, so open-ended means what do you think, get their perspective. This is the question for get their perspective. Second, how was your day, encourage sharing. Okay, tell me more about. So you are engaged. Okay, so in these three questions there are no any question answer yes or no. Okay, so I hope you understand open-ended questions. So you start and you feel and you always remember this tip. Okay, so let's move on our third tip. Third tip is listen actively. Whenever you speak in English uh, with other person, so in any type conversation, first other person what are saying you, listen actively. First you listen actively, then you answer that question. Okay, so pay attention what the other person is saying, not just waiting to speak. Okay, not just waiting to speak. Okay, so then you are care and are genuinely interested in their thoughts. Okay, so how is it possible? Here are 3 points here. So you can listen actively. First, focus. Second, analyze. Third, reflect. So focus means on their words and body language. Whenever other person is saying you focus their body language and their words. Okay. Next, acknowledge. Not make you eye contact and ask clarifying question in between the tip- thinking of conversation. Okay, between the conversation. Okay, so you ask clarifying questions. Next, reflect. Summarize what they said to so you understand. Okay, like you, this is the picture of active listening any people, so you see. So let's move on our next tip. So this is our third tip, active listening. Listen actively. Okay, our fourth tip is here, find common interest. Like you and your friend uh, are talking to other person, so you have to generate a common interest and you have to know other person interest and you have to find out common interest things. Okay, common interest, conversation flow naturally when you find things you both enjoy, because we have to make conversation very very awesome. Okay, so make awesome conversation, we have to find common interest both of them. Okay, and ask questions their hobbies, work, and anything you have in common, like hobbies, work, and travel. Okay, so hobbies means what do you like to in your life in your free time. Okay, work, what do you do for a living. Travel, have you traveled anywhere interesting recently. So these type questions, these type things, um, you have to talk. Okay, so this is very good for any great conversation. So I hope you understand. So this is our fourth tip, find common interest. Okay, so let's move on our next step. So this is our next step. Yeah, next step is share a relevant story. Share a relevant story. You talk any in past relevant story, you have to connect with your conversation. Okay, so this is genuinely right, genuinely true. Okay, so there are three methods. So like this, start, describe, and connect. So how to share a relevant story. So you see, sharing a story can make the conversation more engaging and memorable. Okay, so if you are doing any conversation like at this time, so you share a relevant story, and after this time, so whenever you meet other day or other mm, time, so that time you will feel engaging and memorable to relevant story. Okay, so start, introduce the story briefly, describe, use vivid language and details, and connect, relate the story to the conversation. So this is methods here, so you can do this, you can use this method for sharing a relevant story. Okay, so let's move on our next step. Our next step here, let's see, use positive body language. Use positive body language, like non-verbal cues can convey your interest and enthusiasm. Maintain an open posture, smile, and make eye contact. Okay, so positive body language means open posture, smiling, and eye contact. We have already talk about eye contact and smiling. Okay, so open posture means uncross your arms and legs, lean slightly forward. We have to remember this thing. Open posture and smiling shows friendliness and opportunity, make you seem more inviting. Eye contact shows you are engaged, help build connection. Okay, so there are some very very importance here, like open posture, smiling, and eye contact. So I hope you guys understand. make a positive body language. So let's move on to our next tip. So next tip is here, avoid controversial topics. Avoid any type controversial topic. Okay, so this is very bad thing. I have seen many people, they are talking about any conflict topic, and because there are it can be done, different opinions with other persons. So this is too bad. So okay, so avoid controversial topics. Controversial topic can create conflict and make the conversation uncomfortable. Okay, it can be uh, uncomfortable with other person, and it also uh, also okay. So stick to neutral topic and avoid anything that might be offensive or defensive. Okay, like politics, religion, and personal opinions. Avoid controversial topics like politics, religion, and personal opinions. So you have to remember this thing. Avoid anytime any controversial topic whenever you do any type conversation with other person. So you don't worry. So don't do that. So like you see this picture, there are controversial conflict. So let's move on next topic. So this is our next step. Follow up and continue the conversation. Follow up and continue the conversation. So your interest. So your interest in continuing the conversation. Without interest, long term conversation is not possible. So first of all, you have to create your interest if you have not. But if you have already, so you have to show your interest with other person, because without interest, other person can't pursue long term till the long term conversation. Okay, so follow up with a text or email to show your enjoyed talking. Okay, so text means send a quick message, you can do it. Email, send a follow-up message, send up follow-up email. And text means send a quick message. Okay, so there are two methods. You also use these methods. I hope you guys understand these 8 tips. So here conclusion, putting it all together. Okay, practice these tips and you will feel more confident and comfortable starting conversations. Okay, remember, it all about being friendly, engaging, and showing you care. I hope you guys you understand these 8 tips to speak English fluently, and they are most helpful for first time conversation. If you are going to first time conversation, so you have to remember these tips. Okay, without using these type tips, it may be something bad. So you don't worry, you remember these tips. If you have any kind of doubt, please write in the comment box. If you like the information, then like, share the video. Also subscribe this channel to see more videos like this, and see you in my next video very soon.